What if the most successful people in the world aren't actually the happiest, but the ones trying the hardest to escape something? Not obviously broken, not the kind you notice immediately. The kind hidden behind perfect interviews, perfect suits, perfect Instagram photos. Because success has a secret, and almost nobody talks about it. Not because it's rare, but because it's uncomfortable. But before we get there, there's something strange you need to notice. If success automatically created happiness, then the most successful people in history would also be the happiest. But that's not what we see. In fact, some of the most admired people on Earth were quietly fighting battles almost nobody knew about. And that's where things start to feel off. Take Robin Williams. To millions of people, he was pure joy, one of the funniest humans who ever lived, a man who could walk into a room and make everyone laugh within seconds. But behind the laughter was someone fighting severe depression. The man who made the world laugh the most was often struggling to smile himself. And that's not just sad, it's confusing. How can someone give happiness to millions while feeling empty alone? Now here's another example, Anthony Bourdain. He had what many people consider a dream life, traveling the world, meeting fascinating people, eating incredible food, millions of viewers, global respect. From the outside, it looked like freedom. But inside, he carried a loneliness that success never healed, a kind of silence that no amount of noise could fill. And then there's Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. Fame, money, influence, but also addiction, isolation, and a life where almost nobody around him could say no anymore. Success gave him everything, except something surprisingly basic: honest human connection. And this is where things start to get interesting, because psychologists have noticed a pattern hiding behind many high achievers. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Many extremely successful people aren't driven only by ambition. They're driven by something deeper, something emotional, sometimes even painful. A need to prove something to someone, or maybe to finally feel enough. Think about how many successful people grew up hearing things like, "You can do better," "You're not trying hard enough," "You must become someone." At first, those words hurt. Then they shape you, and eventually, they start driving you. That pressure becomes fuel, the kind of fuel that builds companies, wins Olympic medals, changes entire industries. But here's the part people forget. Fuel burns, and if you're not careful, it doesn't just move you forward, it slowly consumes you. Now here's where the story gets even more complicated. Because sometimes the pressure doesn't come from failure. Sometimes it comes from success itself. From becoming someone the world is watching. From becoming someone you can't step away from. From becoming someone you're afraid to lose. Because once people see you as successful, you don't just have to grow. You have to maintain the illusion. And that can be exhausting. Which leads us to one of the strangest discoveries in psychology, something called the hedonic treadmill. And once you understand this, success starts to look very different. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain is designed to make sure nothing ever feels like enough. The promotion feels amazing for about 2 weeks. The dream car? A few months. The big house? Eventually, it's just your house. What once felt extraordinary becomes normal, and normal stops feeling like anything. So you chase the next level, and the next one, and the next one. Not because you're greedy, but because your brain keeps moving the finish line. Like running on a treadmill that slowly speeds up, while convincing you you're getting somewhere. And here's the twist. From the outside, it looks like you're winning, but inside, it can feel like you're constantly catching up to a version of happiness that never quite arrives. Which is why some of the most admired people in history were quietly fighting battles nobody could see. But this doesn't mean success is bad, not even close. Success can build hospitals, create art, discover medicine, inspire millions of people. Success can absolutely change the world. But success alone cannot replace meaning. It cannot replace love. It cannot replace connection. And it definitely cannot replace time. Because here's something most people avoid thinking about. Life is short in a way that doesn't feel real until it suddenly is. The average human life is about 4,000 weeks. That sounds like a lot, until you realize some of yours are already gone. And once a week disappears, it's gone forever. No rewind, no replay. Which leads to a different question. Maybe the real goal in life isn't simply, how successful can I become? Maybe the deeper question is, what am I sacrificing to become that person? And even more importantly, is it worth it? Because the people we remember most in history were not remembered only for what they built, but for who they became while building it. And maybe that's the part we should pay more attention to. Because the world doesn't just need more successful people. It needs people who didn't lose themselves on the way there. And if videos like this make you question the world even slightly, that's a good sign. Because awareness is where change begins. And if you want more ideas like this, the kind that quietly reshape how you see everything, consider subscribing. Because every week, we explore questions like this. Not the loud ones, the uncomfortable ones. The ones that stay in your head long after the video ends. So the next time you see someone incredibly successful, don't just ask, how did they win? Ask something deeper, something more human. What did it cost them? Because behind almost every extraordinary life, there's a price nobody talks about. And sometimes, the strongest people in the world are simply the ones still trying to fix something inside themselves. And maybe that includes more of us than we're willing to admit.